Mr. President, it's General Carville at the Pentagon on line 5.
This is Dugan.
Mr. President, I'm afraid we have a heck of a situation down here.
How bad could it be, Ben?
According to NORAD, we've got Soviet aircraft coming at us from all directions and ground troops pushing up through Mexico. I don't know how they snuck in on us.
You better double check this with NORAD. This doesn't make any sense. I'll call the Kremlin.
Will do.
Da, Premier Romanov here.
What's going on over there, Alex?
Why, Mr. President, whatever do you mean?
Alex, I have, you're throwing everything you've got at us, Alex. We're supposed to be allies, you maniac. I'm the one that put you into office.
Listen very carefully. I am not your pet, Mr. President. We Romanovs have our legacy to consider.
I don't give a wooden nickel about your legacy. You call them off. Alex, you call them off. You know, we'll retaliate.
Oh, don't be so sure, Mr. President.
Sir,
Verification?
you betcha.
Sweet mother. It's time to hit back. Make it happen.
Yes, sir. This is General Carville. Soviet invasion confirmed. Execute launch order 010 Adam Delta Charlie.
Got confirmation. Missiles prime.
Armed.
Missile command. 10 seconds to launch. Open the missile silos. Jerry, what? We have to open the silos or they'll explode under... The silo doors are closed. This is suicide.
Is it done, Yuri?
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, barbarians, fellow Tropicans, merchants alike, plenty of all stages, lost colonists for Roanoke, fellow adventurers and space colonists, and comrades. I welcome you to Let's Play Command & Conquer, Red Alert 2. Now, originally I was gonna be playing a game that was based off of history and stuff, another real-time strategy game by the series name known as Age of Empires. However, my recording software does not like it in the slightest. However, it apparently really likes Red Alert 2. So we're going with another game from my childhood, although that questions what kind of childhood I had, with Red Alert 2. We're gonna start a new campaign, We're gonna go with easy moto because I don't trust myself with normal, and you can sure as heck I'm not gonna play on hard. That said, with the practice run of the Allied campaign, which we will be going into first, I did amazingly well with like the first 5 or 6 missions, and I'm quite honestly surprised with myself.
Sir, yes, sir.
We're gonna start with the tutorial campaign and the intro movie for the first part, so if you want to skip ahead, if you know how to play, you can just ignore this video and continue on with the Allied campaign first, and then we'll go on to the Soviet campaign.
Sir, yes, sir.
Start with the Allied tutorial, which will afterwards will automatically launch us into the Allied campaign, if I recall. Basic training location, top secret, somewhere in California.
Good morning, Commander, and welcome to basic training. There's a war on, so we have to make this a crash course. In front of you is your battlefield control interface. With this interface, you can command any soldier on the field. Let's begin with the new recruit you see in the center of your screen. Move him away from his barracks and out into the field. Left-click on the soldier to select him. Then, left-click on empty ground to move him to that location. Try not to get him killed on the way to the shooting range.
That wouldn't be good.
Ready.
Here we have a GI, the basic grunt man of the Allied forces.
Moving out.
Just move him down.
On the move.
Notice how you can order your soldier to move into the dark. Now that you've mastered the difficult task of commanding a single soldier, try ordering around a squad. First, select all of the men by left-clicking and holding down the mouse button. In this mode, you can drag a selection box around all of your men. Select all of the soldiers at once and order them east to the bridge.
I think it was going to explain something about the ability to move the camera and how the fog of war is only temporary and is removed once you explore it and get the train. And ironically enough, you kind of know where all troops are, your enemies and the like, because that's just a function of Command and Conquer. No fog of war, temporary fog of war here, in the sense of, like, you know the terrain, but you don't know who's there, like, say, in Age of Empires. Yeah, well, it's just tutorial, so I'll let the main guy explain it. Just follow the path, blah blah blah,
On my way.
basic blah.
This bridge was destroyed yesterday when the Navy SEALs used it for demolition practice. An engineer is en route to repair it. When he arrives, left-click on him to select him, then left-click on the repair hut next to the bridge. Once the bridge is repaired, move your men across.
Engineering. Got the plans right
Good old
here.
engineers, probably the second basic unit of any group,
Bridge repaired.
and probably
Moving out.
more, I like them more than GIs personally. They're smart and they actually have purpose.
Moving out. Moving out. Double time.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't seem very nice, but oh well.
Double time.
This is the shooting range. Select your men by drag selecting a box around the group. Once selected, left-click on the targets downrange. This will order your men to fire at these targets. Destroy all of the targets.
Got it.
Okay,
Let's
easy
go.
enough. Simple left-click commands and right-click to cancel.
Notice that one of your men has a special symbol on him when he's selected. This unit is a veteran unit. Veterans are tougher, stronger, and can fire more accurately than ordinary soldiers. Double-click on the man who is set up in a defensive position to order him to move out. Now, order your men to move on up the road.
Sir,
New
yes,
terrain
sir.
discovered.
Can do.
Yeah, new terrain, that's a slight feature, barely used. I remember there's one mission in Europe that you have to use it. But most of the missions actually take place in North America.
In front of you is a
If not the
derelict
US.
American Grizzly battle tank. Order your men to destroy the crippled tank.
Moving out. Safety first, sir. On the move.
As well.
Let's do it.
It takes your men longer to destroy the tank than the targets at the rifle range. Regular soldiers are not efficient at destroying armored units. In turn, armored units may not be the most effective weapons for destroying dug-in infantry. Pick the right unit when facing enemies. Good job today. You've completed an important part of your training.
And that's
Mission accomplished.
that mission. I think there are more. Yep. Now we get to learn about the Command and Conquer economy, a standard feature in video
Today
games.
you will fight a mock battle against another commander. He will command the red team, you will command the blue team. Select your mobile construction vehicle by left-clicking on it, then order it to move out of the base. Move out to the east and try to find some open ground.
Outstanding.
The MCV,
Bound forward.
your basic command center and means to construct buildings.
Good to go.
Very, very useful and needed.
Bound forward.
Yeah,
Your
this,
mobile construction vehicle is now in open ground. Double-click on it to deploy a construction yard.
New construction options.
Now that you have a construction yard, you can begin to build a base. On the right side of your screen, you can see that the icon for a power plant has appeared. Left-click on that icon to start construction of the power plant. Notice how your remaining money decreases while the power plant is building. Each building has a cost to construct. When the power plant is done building, left-click on its image, and then left-click on an empty area near your construction yard. If you see red squares where you are trying to place it, then you are either trying to place the power plant too far away from your construction yard, or you are trying to build on uneven ground.
Building.
it's nice how the game can explain stuff and I don't have to, for once. I miss tutorials that talk and stuff and are not text-based.
Construction complete.
It's always a plus. So this basically what it means. This is too far away, this is close enough. Ironically enough. And that's uneven ground, and like, well, apparently that is even enough. Oh well, let's just build it
New construction
right
options.
there, and we now have a power plant.
Good. Now your base has power. Notice the power indicator on the left side of your build bar. Each structure you build has a power cost. If your base runs short of power, some buildings will stop working and others will work inefficiently. Now it's time to build a refinery so you can begin harvesting. Ore and gems are harvested by your miners and converted to cash. Left-click on the ore refinery icon. When your refinery's ready, place it in the same way you did with the power plant.
Building.
And this is basically ore, and this is gems. Gems are more valuable. Ore is general value, and this is like an ore diggy thing. Yes, an ore diggy thing. Basically, it deals with it prevents you from running out of ore, like an infinite source, if you will. Admittedly, it's not as fast and at the later point in the game, but it's still
Construction complete.
there as opposed to not being there. Yep.
Your new chrono miner will automatically begin to collect ore. Many buildings and units depend on one another. Placing a power plant allowed you to build a refinery and barracks. Placing a barracks will allow you to train infantry. Left-click on the barracks to start its construction. When it's finished, place it on the terrain just like you did with the refinery and power plant.
Building.
Now, if you just saw that, the
Construction
Chrono
complete.
Miner went over here and then instantly was back. That's the special ability of the Allied Miner. It's Chrono Miner, meaning that it can teleport through time and return to the ore refinery immediately if you want. The Soviets, on the other hand, have a War Miner, which has a turret and has a physical means of defense as opposed to get out of
New construction
the area
options.
quickly means of defense.
On the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a button that looks like a soldier. When you press that button, you will see the different types of soldiers that you can train. Right now, all you can train is a GI. Left-click on the GI to start training him. Left-click multiple times to train a series of GIs.
Training.
Yeah, GIs, they're a little too
Unit
expensive for their value, and quite frankly, I prefer the Soviet conscripts, which you'll be seeing later when we eventually do that campaign.
Unit
Oh, the
ready.
joy of that. Of building very cheap infantry. Very cheap. Half the price, actually.
Training.
Guess it wants us to build a couple more.
Unit ready.
How many people are in the squad? 10?
Training. Unit ready.
Okay, or
Red team may attack soon. Your GIs are armed with rubber bullets for this mission. In real combat, they would, of course, be shooting real bullets.
Sir, yes, sir. On my way.
so let's move down here and...
Your GIs can garrison inside many civilian structures. Select one of your GIs, then left-click on the
Sir,
barn
yes,
to
sir.
send him in. While garrisoned, your troops are protected from enemy fire. When the structure is severely damaged, all
Square away,
occupants
sir.
will be ejected.
Move it out.
Structure garrison.
Yeah, let's garrison a few more because one guy is not gonna do much.
To exit your soldiers from a civilian structure, select the structure, then click on it again.
Structure abandoned.
Very left-clicky, this game.
Got it. Double time.
So,
On the
Red
move.
Base is down here somewhere.
Enemy target.
Unit lost.
Red Team's strike force has been defeated. Now, build some more soldiers, Commander, and when you feel you're ready, move them out onto the map. Find Red Team's command center and destroy it.
Which
Training.
is somewhere here. As the game clearly states.
On the move.
Yeah, and they don't...
Unit ready.
Well, precariously placed barrels. I wonder what happens if you shoot said.
Unit
Well,
ready. Unit lost.
that happens. Yeah, some of our GIs just exploded.
Move it out.
Oh,
Unit ready.
not that important.
Dig it in.
And let's slowly destroy their barracks.
On my way. Got it. Double
And
on my way. Dig it in.
Unit lost.
Can do. Got it. Squared away, sir. Enemy sighted.
Unit lost.
Squared away, sir. You got it. How about some action?
Unit lost.
well, that's so much for the first group.
On my way. You got it.
Let's kill the remaining soldier and
Got it.
no point killing the chrono miner. All we need to do is destroy the red team base, i.e. the construction yard.
Can do.
I'm gonna deploy,
You got it.
start pounding away at it. But before we actually beat this mission, I'm going to save and we're gonna call that part. Because I don't want to spoil anything before, right after this mission, so that's good enough. And I'll see you next time when we continue to play this game for all it's worth. See you then.